Good morning. It is May the 5th, and my name is Bianca. And in this episode, I would like to talk about why the Louise Inn has partnered with Hamilton County, the Cincinnati police, to frame me. Their tenants are physically trying to assault me on their property, and they're menacing. And I would like to talk about the heavy prostitution that goes on at the Anna Louise Inn. So there's a lot of information. If you don't know, please feel free to listen to my other episodes. But it started off for me with me and my daughter. At the time in 2021, she was 9 years old, and we attended a gym called the Nippert YMCA. If you're from Cincinnati, you're most likely familiar with it. It's in Western Hills. And there were criminals there acting as gym employees by the name of Zach and Glenda Harris, Tyler Cook, and there were several gym members that were actually gang members, but they were dressed as gym members. So I'm trying to make a long story short. I'll break them up into different podcasts. It's a lot of information that's happened to me in the last 5 years that I'm trying to get out to the public about what's going on, because I'm not the only one that's in this Cincinnati prostitution ring ran by certain judges. And we're going to go over some of those judges, lawyers at Cincinnati Police, Hamilton County Sheriffs. So what happened at the Gamble Nippert YMCA, and like I said, if you want more detail, you can go back to the other episodes. But there was a woman that found out that I had some money left to me. And what there is there's judges like Joshua Berkowitz in Hamilton County, and there are several other lawyers that are using their judicial, bars to commit fraud for their friends, such as, for example, out of many at the Gamble Nippert YMCA. So Glenda Harris and Bridget Behrman, she's at ME Lyons YMCA now, but at the time in 2022, she was the executive director at the Gamble Nippert YMCA. And they found out that I had inheritance money. And because I don't have contact with my family, it was just sitting in the Hamilton County judicial system. And they have friends, Bridget Behrman, Zachary, Marilyn Horning, and Glenda Harris. They have friends like Joshua Berkowitz that work in the Hamilton County system, and they have a fleet of friends that work in the Cincinnati police system. And they also take bribe and hush money to hide evidence for Zach, who unalives children. He exploits children. And you're like, well, what does that have to do with the Anna Louise Inn? Because I have spoken out about the fact that they stole my identity. Who stole my identity? A lifeguard that poses as some good guy scientist by the name of Zachary, Glenda Harris, Tyler Cook. There was a group of criminals at the YMCA that took my money, stole my social security information. They have connections in the UC health field. They got a way to go past HIPAA, which is the Privacy Act, and they have people, because if you do something like that, you're working for the cartel at this point. If you're a nurse, if you're a doctor, if you're in your field and you're doing stuff like taking people's information that you don't even know, that you don't even have identification that this person knows this person, actually, you're definitely working for a cartel. You're definitely committing all sorts of crimes. And so this is the type of illegal protection that Joshua Berkowitz is providing for people like Zachary, Marilyn Horning, Tyler Cook, Glenda Harris, okay, and Bridget Behrman, and several other criminals in Cincinnati. And so because they've committed this type of fraud and they did something to my child that's horrific, now everywhere I live at, they pay the property owner to try to falsely arrest me. So that's what's going on at the Anna Louise Inn, and I'd like to talk about it a little bit. What I'm currently going through still, they still have their illegal surveillance in my home. The police are still harassing me, and that's who's running. That's who's running this program. Because you're like, well, why don't you call the police? You can't call the police because the police and the Hamilton County sheriffs, they're the ones that's running this child prostitution ring. How are they running it? And see, that's what makes the ymca ultra control game so lucrative for Freemasons, especially in regards to the evidence. That's where they get a lot of victims to look crazy, because going back to the fact that these are not just normal civilians who are putting little makeshift cameras up that you can point at like a little device. They're military. You got crooked military that are involved. You have the government that's involved. You have the police that are involved. So they're using high tech equipment. And I mention this for a reason, and the craziness of civilians. So a lot of females are saying, I'm being videotaped. I'm being videotaped. And they're like, hey, that's crazy, lady. Point out the cameras in your house. If you're being videotaped, point out the victim cannot point out the cameras in the home. Why? Like I said, because these are high tech. This is high tech equipment that they're using. The Cincinnati police have military crooked. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot of people right now that are in high positions, and they're using their positions of power to do very heinous criminal acts against humanity. So like I said, with the victims, how people like Beth and Gordon, how people like Evan, how the neighbors work with the Cincinnati police. If the woman starts to speak out about it, they have the tenants and they have already paid the property owners to say that the woman is crazy. Because like I said, if you come in someone's house, if you come in my house and you say, well, Bianca, where's your cameras at? You're making all these recordings about, there being cameras in your home. Where are they? I can't point them out to you because, like I said, the type of equipment that they're using to look in my home, you're not going to see. You're not. Just like you're not going to see the military's equipment when they're surveillancing people. And this is exactly who's doing it. I mean, it's unfortunate. It sounds far-fetched, but this is what's going on in our country right now. This is definitely going on in Cincinnati. Forget the speech that one day we're going to become like a third world country. Ladies and gentlemen, the day has already arrived. I mean, we're in our apartments as certain females, and we're being taken advantage of through illegal surveillance. And what Zachary and Glenda Harris have set up over here, because they have illegal protection. Who's protecting them? Certain gang members are protecting Zachary and Glenda Harris because of what they told them, because they stole my money. And they have illegal judicial and police protection. So it's actually the Cincinnati police that are paying the Anna Louise in to be able to abuse me like this. Okay, these female tenants, I was just downstairs. Anna, she wears an ankle monitor. She continues her stalking and harassing and her menacing to me. Even as I made these recordings, Lisa, she still continues her stalking and harassment. Several other tenants. Now it's more tenants. Even the white female with the two biracial kids, and she has a dog. She has a black dog. She started the stalking and menacing. They have a lot of people on this property doing it now. You know what I'm saying? And the way they're doing it is very covert, but they're definitely doing it, and they're definitely letting me know that they're doing it. And I have to make a recording about it. The violence that is going on the Anna Louise property, and the fact that Beth and Gordon and Evan, Evan does weird things next to my door. He grunts, he groans, he shakes his keys next to my door. He does that on purpose. Okay, so this is all the games that Evan, their maintenance man, likes to play on top of coming in my home when I'm not here. So he likes to shake his keys. He likes to grunt and groan 2 to 3 times a day near my door. And he acts like he's going in that room that's right across from my, so on camera it looks normal, but what he's doing, it's very intentional. And, with abusers are well known to use certain language that only them and the victim are aware of what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? So these are all psychological pinpoints when we talk about predators and what's going on this property. So right now, a lot of their tenants, Mary, Barbara, and there's another tenant, they are rolling around in their wheelchairs trying to hit me with it. Mary, every time I come outside, she likes to sit her wheelchair in the back of my car, like directly, like she wants me to hit her or something so she can call. I mean, this is the games they're playing on the Louise parking lot. She waits till I come outside. Mary waits till I come outside and she'll roll her wheelchair up to my car. And I'm like, well, how in the hell? She wants an argument so they can call the police. Anna, every time I get on the elevator, here she comes. You know what I'm saying? Little weird stuff like that because she's illegally surveillancing me. And Anna Louise wants to cover up what they've done. And they're not going to cover it up, and neither is the city of Cincinnati, and neither are Freemasons. So it's been a pleasure talking to you all. I don't want to make this episode very long. I will come out with other ones. I hope something I've said have helped you to let you know if you're going through anything like this, that you are not alone. You are not crazy. Even if you don't have any evidence, I am here as confirmation to you to let you know that you are not alone. And I tell myself that all the time, that I'm not alone. I'm not the only female that has suffered such tragic events, at the hands of the U.S. government and the city of Cincinnati. If you know someone that needs to hear this, spread the message, share it. Take care, peace, and God bless.